So frustrating. And there's a beautiful right hand from Khamzat Chimaev. Now, Khamzat Chimaev did have some success on the feet when it came to the fight. When it came to the fight between him and Sean Strickland, it just wasn't enough to sway the judges in his favor, even though he had more control time. Sean Strickland did land more of the significant strikes, but Khamzat Chimaev did land more takedowns. So it all is based on what the judges wanted to score and what they deemed was more of a damage and what was more scored higher, right? I mean, that's the thing. We have a criteria that we try to score the fight on, but do we actually follow that criteria? Like, if I control somebody for 6 minutes and, you know, they outlanded me, but I press forward in the fight for this long and it scores high on that category, do you guys even give me points for that? Or you guys are just like, oh, you won that category, but we don't give a
Benjamin Netanyahu, if you can hear me, Demetrious Johnson is storing enriched uranium in his... No, I'm just kidding. Look, almost as if damage is the highest value component the judges are looking at when they're determining a winner. If Khamzat's taken down Sean 9 times, but he takes no damage, and then he gets up from those takedowns, don't be surprised when Sean Strickland wins the fight, buddy. Bro is really acting like he doesn't understand how the judging works all of a sudden.
That's what it almost kind of feels like. So with this fight, you know, Khamzat Chimaev took it down a lot more, but he wasn't able to do anything with the grappling, so he relied on the feet and got outstruck by Sean Strickland. So there's different ways, you know, when you start looking at this, how to break it down, how do you win. A lot of people have felt Sean Strickland won. A lot of people have felt Khamzat Chimaev won because it was a split decision. I'm right here, and this was a takedown. He was able to succeed. I believe it was in the 4th round that he went for the takedown, and the thing is, he was able to take down Sean Strickland. He just wasn't able to do anything with the takedown. Now, we don't know how the judges view that in their eyes. Obviously, not very high, because he landed like 8 takedowns, and then he gave 2 shits about it.
Well, yeah, because the sport is called mixed martial arts, not takedown martial arts.
Right here, and then let's take a look at this. So we have 98 to 133. He wins it, right? So we get this one in Sean Strickland. 43% advancing. Okay, we don't know how they scored advancing. We don't know how they scored, boys. I don't know how they scored. 9. He wins that category. And then 6 minutes of control time. He wins that. So if we have 4 categories and I beat you out of those 4 categories, out of, you know, 4 out of 3, that means I should win the fight technically. Right? We played rock, paper, scissors 4 times. You beat me once and I beat you 3 times. I believe I'm the winner. So, with that being said, I don't know why they show these fight statistics. Because if I never watched the fight and I look at these, I would assume Khamzat Chimaev won the fight. So I think they either have to put some stank or some respect on these numbers or get rid of them. Because it doesn't tell me anything. It doesn't tell me anything of why the athlete won or why he should have won, or I don't know why.
God gave us free will, and this is how we're choosing to use it. Bro really said, if I don't watch the fight and just go based off the numbers. Now, DJ, this might sound like breaking news to you, but you're supposed to watch the fight. You're not supposed to just look at numbers and be like, well, this guy should have won. He is not talking about advancing time right now. The parlay could have not been that big. Yes, Demetrious Johnson, takedowns, advancing times, and control time are factors that are being used to determine the winner of the fight. However, they offer a lower contribution comparatively to the damage that was given during the fight. Statistics cannot be that complicated to understand.
That's like showing me a bank account that has all these numbers in it, and when I go to the bank to try to pull that money out, it doesn't exist. That's what I feel right now in this position. So I think they need to do more clarity of why show me these numbers if they don't mean shit. That's just a feeling I get right now. I'm looking at it. Granted, it is 10 o'clock at night, but Yeah.
Bro, the
Let us
parlay could have
continue.
not been
And right
that
there,
big.
there's Sean Strickland stomping that beautiful foot on the ground. He's very excited because a lot of people doubted him. I'm one of them. I thought Khamzat Chimaev was going to work him. I thought he was going to ragdoll him. I thought he was going to get it down, pass his guard, get his back, look for the choke, ground and pound, and that's it. But Sean Strickland proved the whole world wrong. This is probably the biggest upset of the year, of him giving Khamzat Chimaev his first victory loss on his title fight. In his first title fight defense. And this right here, Khamzat Chimaev literally walked up to me after the fight and said, I want to move up. I don't want to fight in this weight class anymore. Now, I don't know if this is due to the weight cut. I don't know if this is due to him losing to Sean Strickland. I'm not sure where this come from. But when you look at this, you know, it was a close fight. He just made some minor mistakes. And Sean Strickland was just able to put him in that jab range and the cross range. And is it the weight cut? He used to fight at 170. Now he's at 185. He is getting older. How much does he put into dietitian? I'm not sure. I'm not in this camp.
I am getting real sick and fucking tired of this weight cut narrative that's been going around. Even during the fight, during round 2 or round 3, it was either Joe Rogan or DC, one of these idiots that were already doing the coping session for Khamzat. Oh man, he must have had a bad weight cut. He looks pretty off right now. First of all, bro missed weight, okay? He did not make 185. He was at least like 190. And secondly, and hear me out for this one. This one's gonna be crazy. Is it possible, right, that Sean Strickland is just a great fighter? Oh, hold on now. Hold on now. Oh, wait, hold your horses there. Is it possible that Sean Strickland is just a great fighter? And you would think that these idiots would learn their lesson from the first time a situation happened like this with Sean Strickland and Israel Adesanya. When Sean beat Izzy the first time, the cope was just on. The cope wasn't as bad as this, but it was on another level. Dana White immediately started talking about well, the kid just didn't look good this night. There must be something wrong with him. Fool you once, a shame on you. But history is repeating itself, and we're sticking with the same narrative? You know what, guys? I think Jeffrey's right. The Big Steen is correct. We are, in fact, cattle.
And then Khamzat Chimaev tweets out to Sean Strickland, see you soon again. Maybe they mean training. I don't know if it's going to be a fight, but if they do fight again, some of the things I like to see different on Khamzat's training camp is anybody who spars Khamzat Chimaev is only throwing a jab and a cross. Nothing more, nothing less. Maybe a push kick. No wrestling, no shot, just jab and a cross. And push kicks. And that is it.
Now watch this clip, because this level of cope that DJ is about to say, it should be illegal.
Huge letdown on the adrenaline dump. And my personal opinion, I think he trains too hard. I think he trains too hard. There's a point in time where when you're in shape, it does, you can't get any, you know, your cardio threshold only goes so high, right? So when your cardio, if you're already in shape, and you're good to go, your cardio is this high, you can't go any further. You can't, it's just physically, it's impossible. Only you're gonna get is diminishing returns, meaning that I need to be able to pop, 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 pop. I fail a takedown, drive, pop, pop, move. I can do all these hard workouts. I have great condition, but can you perform when things are going away, right? Like when you do conditioning, there's a certain way you do it. Like depending on how many weeks are out, like the first 2 weeks, you know, if you're out of shape, you're just trying to get in shape. The next 2 weeks, you're focused on, we just want to drive your heart rate as high as it can and let it come down to 120 beats per minute and then do it again, come back down to 120 beats a minute. And then another 2 weeks, you're like, hey, we're going to go to 180 and we're going to keep our heart rate at 180. We're not going to let you drop back down. At the end of the round, we're going to start the round when you hit 140 because that's your rest round. And then you're going to go. You're going to do that for another 2 weeks. And then you're going to do another thing. So you got to switch and choose these weeks. If somebody's got to be there watching your sparring. If I spent all day sparring, drilling, all that stuff, and then I go body in the garage, and then I go do this and this and this, you're just breaking your body down.
DJ is explaining the concept of training to a former undefeated fighter and the former middleweight champion, by the way. Anything except for Sean Strickland is a good fighter.
By the time you get to the fight, your body's been through hell for 8 to 10 weeks. And I think that used to be the norm, the thing you do back in the day. But now in 2026, there's way too much science. We have seen that less is more and more is less. And I think that's the one thing I saw when I was there and I would watch them train. And I love when I see people work hard, but sometimes working too hard doesn't pay off as well. You're better off taking 2 days off and just chilling, relaxing, feeling the vibe, playing video games than just being in the gym twice a day, every day. So I think that paid dividends, and also the weight cut. They said he had a massive weight cut where he could have taken some of that off of like, hey, we're gonna focus on a diet, right? You're in great shape. But once again, this is me on the outside looking in. I only got to peek underneath the curtains for maybe a day, 2 days.
You know what? I think he's right. Sean Strickland, he sucks. When he beat Israel Adesanya the first time, it was a fluke. Israel Adesanya wasn't feeling himself that night. And now that he beat Khamzat Chimaev, guys, Khamzat was having a bad weight cut and he was training too hard. He should have taken it easy. Hey, anything about the fact that Sean Strickland was fighting with one arm? Bro was moving like Super Saiyan 2 Gohan the entire fight because his shoulder was essentially not there. The level of cope from DJ, and not just him, but a lot of other fighters like Henry Cejudo and Kamaru Usman, has been almost unbelievable. And I'm going to tell you why I feel like this is happening. I honestly believe, outside of the parlays that could have been missed, that these great fighters, these former champions, were so certain that Khamzat was going to beat Strickland by whatever he wanted to, that when reality hit them, that they were absolutely wrong and they didn't know what they were talking about. It really hurt their egos. And this has not happened for the first time. We saw this with Israel Adesanya, and more importantly, for the people who have been around for a very long time, Demetrious Johnson was calling fans fucking idiots for not enjoying him back in the day. So instead of just admitting that they were wrong, instead they would much rather say that Khamzat had a bad weight cut. He's still the better fighter, guys. Even though Sean beat him, he's still the better fighter. And the judging is wrong. It was 4-1. It was 4-1, guys. How did Sean Strickland win round 5? It's like, what are we talking about? Thank God that these guys are starting to expose themselves, because DJ and a lot of these fighters have insane egos, and I'm very glad that this nice guy LARP that DJ has been putting on is starting to be exposed a little bit.